Remember that historic storm in January, the epic snowfall? We now have a price tag on it, and now we have some learnings as well with what the city can do should that happen again. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Mayor John Tory joining us now for his weekly check-in. Good morning to you, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Mel. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Okay, so let's look back. That snowstorm, almost 180 tons of snow, the removal effort costing more than $17 million, which is about 20% of the annual winter maintenance budget. If we were to do things differently as a city, what would have been the key priority here?
Well, I think the first one is that you would have a sort of very specific plan for really extreme weather. And this was an extraordinary storm. And I think all the pictures will remind us of just how extraordinary it was, especially not just in terms of the quantity of snow that fell, but how fast it fell. And so we simply have to have plans that are more flexible to meet that kind of a storm when it happens. And unfortunately, because of climate change, which we're trying to fight in the city, it's going to happen more often. Secondly, we have already reformed the way in which we handle the snow contracts. So we now have a contractor in a given area that handles everything. They handle the sidewalks, the streets, the bike lanes, so that it's one person doing everything, whereas before it was sometimes split up. We clearly have some work to do with respect to our equipment, because there were equipment failures when you were dealing with that quantity of snow. It wasn't so much the equipment was in bad condition or anything. It just wasn't up to dealing with that quantity of snow. And so we had to, make alterations on the fly for that. So, I think that the fact that we're studying this as carefully as we are, and that people can see that we're acknowledging that there were problems, there are going to be improvements made, and that is an absolute commitment.